This is Pastor Peter Christian Hessing, and welcome again to another one of our interesting programs on anti-nuclear boomerangs, cutting nukes so we can have nuclear disarmament and save the world from nuclear destruction. This is Pastor Peter Christian Hessing, and as I've been telling you that I'm a patented inventor. We have now the technology to have peace and disarmament among America, Russia, China, North Korea. It's not going to be easy. We have invented this anti-nuclear missile cutting boomerang. We have filed some patents on it. The patent pending number here in America is 156582121. We also have it patent pending up in Britain. The patent pending number in Britain is 1617890.7. And we have filed some more patents in Canada, Australia, France, India, South Korea. We really want to have it in South Korea because of this threat from North Korea. We definitely have to get North Korea to reduce nuclear weapons. We're in a process now where the Trump administration, they have done 3 patent searches in the U.S. Patent Office, and they can't find anything like it, so they have to grant it. But of course, the Trump administration, there is a lot of racial prejudice against black and West Indian inventors. We have to go down now to Washington and file an appeal. So Trump and Ross, they really have to grant us the patent so we can build millions of these anti-nuclear cutting boomerangs that can pick up nuclear missiles. If those nuclear missiles come from Russia, they're going to be sent back to Russia. If the nuclear missiles come from North Korea, they're going to be sent back to North Korea. If they come from China, they're going to be sent back to China. And we also have to have India and Pakistan disarm. North Korea has to disarm. If those missiles come from North Korea, this system will expand. It has giant power laser assaults that cut the missiles in half and send them back. So we are at a point now where we can have nuclear disarmament and have world peace around the world. We're also at a very important point of the presidential campaign here in America, where we have to elect a new president. Trump has made some very bad mistakes, and I hope that these presidential candidates will undo the damage that they've done. He canceled the INF Treaty, which is a very good treaty to prevent short-range and intermediate nuclear missiles. And this is the reason he couldn't get any agreement with Kim Jong-un. We need a new president who will have a new intermediate INF treaty, have a long-range treaty to stop long-range ICBMs, and also to have a treaty that will ban hypersonic nuclear weapons. We don't need hypersonic nuclear weapons. So we have a lot of great candidates running. On the Democratic side, we have a lot of the women candidates there. Senator Kamala Harris, there is Senator Amy Klobuchar, there is Senator Elizabeth Warren running. There is, for the men, we have Senator Bernie Sanders. We have Vice President Joe Biden. They're waiting for him to see if he's going to run. We have also Beto O'Rourke from Texas. We have also a very good candidate coming out of New Jersey there, Senator Cory Booker. So we have a lot of great candidates. We also have a young mayor, Peter Bootleg, who is doing very well. So we have a lot of candidates there. We don't know if we're going to have any more candidates on the Republican side, but we need to pray to God that we can elect the right president. The right. That is something that only God Himself can choose. We want a president that will undo the damage that Trump has done. And that was stopping from building a wall on the Mexican border. A wall is just going to increase the cartels, bring more caravans of poor immigrants in. What we have to do is we have to end poverty and homelessness in America and the world. And we can end poverty and in America and around the world by creating online businesses. Everybody in America and in the world can have an online business now that we have computers and phones. And that is what we have to do to get this president, and whoever becomes the next president, to commit to ending poverty. We have too much homelessness in America. You go to California, in Los Angeles, you go to all the major cities, New York, Philadelphia, Boston, Houston, Texas. You go all across America, wherever you go, New Jersey, Phoenix, Tucson, Arizona, wherever you go, in San Francisco, we have all these poor people and homeless people. And they all, it's good that if we could get them jobs, but the only way that you're going to employ, or the only way you're going to have full employment, is by letting everybody have an online business. And a business is a job. We need 50 million online businesses here in America and 6 billion online business around the world. Everybody in the world will have an online business. Get all the computer companies together, get all the governments together, United Nations together to support it. And so you'll have a system where you'll get rid of the scams. Once we get the governments involved and build a computer system that can carry 6 billion business, everybody having an online business in America and around the world, you will end poverty. Everybody selling a product. The important thing here is that the big companies have to realize that they have to create business opportunities for these billions of poor people. We got all these big corporations. If the big corporations decide, okay, we are going to create business opportunities for these 6 billion market that we have here, because to bring these people into the market, that's money for the big corporations. The big corporations can give these people products to sell. All these companies that are big, Walmart, there is Walmart, Amazon, Google, Apple, all these big companies, they can create selling opportunities. What has to happen is that these big companies give these poor people, 50 million poor people in America and 6 billion around the world, give them products that they can sell. So they'll be selling those products. These big companies will be making money, and the people will be making money for themselves. You're going to put them on a website, and from that website, you're going to have advertisement. You're going to create a new market, a world market, where everybody is making money. And we can have a program to build housing. We can have cooperative housing, build more low-income housing here in California, in New York, Philadelphia. In Jamaica, we have the co-ops. We're definitely going to end poverty in Jamaica, Trinidad, Barbados, Puerto Rico, Cuba, all these countries, Antigua, by everybody having an online business. I work with the co-ops in Jamaica, and the cooperative system helps the poor people form businesses and co-ops. Everybody in Jamaica. We got 3-4 million people in Jamaica. We have 3-4 million online business. Everybody having an online business. And we go through the cooperatives because the cooperatives can prevent the scams. The problem is that you need to have a governmental system that can investigate and audit some of these companies to prevent the scams. License them, give them a license, let them be registered. But we can end poverty and have health care for everybody. You're talking about Medicare for all. I agree with that, but I think we have to keep the Obamacare. You're going to have to keep some of the private companies. A lot of the people have their insurance with private. You can't get rid of all the private insurance people. So you're going to have to keep some of the private insurance. Have health care for everybody. Improve on the Obamacare. What they really should have done is when they gave those tax cuts, is to give those tax cuts to the health insurance companies and say, okay, provide health care. Have more people to have health care. Stay on the exchange. That's what they should have done with it. They could have financed it, but the Republicans and Trump wanted to destroy it. So we need a president who can go in and undo the damage that Trump has done. I'm going to be talking a whole lot more about this. So I pray that we can elect the right president. I do feel that if the Democrats, for the Democrats, they're going to have a woman on the ticket, at the head of the ticket, or at the in second place, where they're going to have Kamala Harris on the ticket, or Biden, or Sanders. But you're going to have a woman on the Democratic ticket, or Amy Klobuchar, or Elizabeth Warren, or the other woman running. There's this governor candidate that ran in Georgia, Stacey Abrams. There are a lot of very good women candidates out there. So we're going to be talking more about this. Remember to look for my movie coming out, Boomerang Peace, to save the world. We're going to be showing it again. Um, we're going to be showing it again there. It's going to be showing again. We're going to be showing it on July 4th up here in Hollywood, and we hope to get it on the East Coast. This is Pastor Peter Christian Hessing. Give your hearts and life to Jesus. As God said, a day will come when He will wipe away the tears from the eyes. There will be no more sickness, no more pain, no more suffering. Blessed are the peacemakers. Let us call the children of God. Let us bring Americans and Russians together, and Chinese, North Korea. Let us have nuclear disarmament. We have no technology to have nuclear disarmament. Get rid of both conventional and nuclear weapons. I'll be going down to Washington to the patent office to have a hearing on the patent. I'll also be going up to the Congress. We're going to testify before some of these congressional committees. I've been speaking to Congressman Schiff's office and Congressman Cummings and Congressman Nadler. We're going to go up there to testify to end discrimination in the patent system. So give your hearts and life to God and Jesus, peace and love. Let us make peace. Let us stop fighting amongst each other and stop the gang warfare. We also have to curb gun violence, and I pray that the people in Europe, they can get their economy going, and people in Africa, they had a big cyclone back there in South Africa. We hope that we have to help them to rebuild. But this system to end poverty is very important. This will prevent, you said, immigrants are coming into America. With this system that will end poverty, those immigrants don't have to come to America to get a better way of life. But this massive system that will have an online business for everybody, we won't need to have millions of people coming from, El Salvador, Honduras, to come out of poverty. They'll be able to access the system. They'll stay in their own country. You don't have all these immigrants coming to Africa to go to Europe, because with this system that will end poverty, they can stay in their own countries, and they can become millionaires in their own countries. People don't have to come to Jamaica to come to America, because we have this computerized online system that's going to end poverty. They can stay in Africa, stay in Jamaica, stay in Honduras or El Salvador or Mexico or Argentina or Brazil. That's why it is very important that we put together this massive system to end poverty. Thank you. God bless. Peter Christian Hessing. Look for my movie coming out, Boomerang Peace. We're going to have thousands of Boomerang, thousands of movies made. We have the sequel coming out. And look for my book. Is on Amazon. The 24/7 Safety Inspection, Save the World from Nuclear War and Global Warming, the Anti-Nuclear Missile Boomerang Aid. This is going to be one of the greatest revolutions and scientific breakthroughs in history, that we're going to have a missile system that can get rid of both nuclear and conventional weapons. And I hope we can have peace in Israel, in Palestine, stop the terrorists in Syria, there in Afghanistan. We can have a peace with the Taliban and a peace with China, and in North Korea and South Korea we can have disarmament and so forth. So we have peace with India and Pakistan there and so forth. So thank you. God bless. Peace and love.